The iPhone 12 Pro, we finally got it in the studio. Now, in the previous video, which you can watch right here, I took a first look at the iPhone 12 in blue, and this one is all about the iPhone 12 Pro. By the way, we're actually doing a giveaway of the iPhone 12. Full details are in the description box down below. There are a few more things that we got from the Apple Store, and those include the brand new MagSafe charger and the new 20-watt power adapter. So I'll be covering the MagSafe charger and the MagSafe accessories in a separate video, so definitely stay tuned for that as well. But without any further ado, here's everything you need to know about the iPhone 12 Pro. Okay, so taking a look at the box, you can probably tell that the box itself is quite a bit different from the one on the iPhone 12, as it's black as opposed to white, probably to hide the bezels and to also make it look a bit more, I don't know, a bit more premium. But anyways, so we have an image of the iPhone 12 Pro on the front. The wallpaper and the frame of the phone will actually match the color of your iPhone. In this case, this is the Pacific blue. Then on the side, we have the iPhone text, the iPhone logo, which actually matches the color of your iPhone. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but it actually shines in that Pacific blue. Same thing on the left. Then on the top and the bottom, we have an Apple logo, which again matches the color of the iPhone that's inside. And then finally on the back, we get a listing of what we get inside the box, which is obviously not a lot. So we get the iPhone 12, we get the USB Type-C to Lightning cable, and the power adapter and headphones are sold separately. So yes, you will have to buy a separate charger to charge your iPhone. Now, Apple's reasoning is this is for the environment, and if you have an older iPhone charger, you can use it with this, which is true. However, you also need the old cable because the cable that comes inside this box wouldn't work with any of the previous chargers unless you have an iPhone 11 Pro or Pro Max charger from last year. So if you want to buy a charger that's actually less expensive than Apple's, then definitely check out the link in the description. Okay, so let me just remove the plastic wrap. Now let's lift the top. Wow. Wow, okay. This is so much better than the 12. We'll do a separate video comparing the 12 with the 12 Pro, but wow, this is something else, guys. Like, this feels as if this is the iPhone 12 that Apple designed first, and then with the regular iPhone 12, they were like, hey, how can we make this worse? But this thing looks, I mean, take a look at that. Even on camera, this thing looks amazing. Obviously in person, it's even better. But wow, okay, I'm very impressed. So let's take a look at what we get inside the box. So we get a cable, which is a USB Type-C to Lightning cable. As mentioned, you need a separate charger for this, which has to be a USB Type-C charger. And then you get the Designed by Apple in California booklet, which is smaller now. It's half the size of the one we had before. And we only get one Apple sticker, which does not match the color of the iPhone that's inside. We get a warranty and safety guide, and we also get a SIM eject tool. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, there's nothing else inside the box. So now, let me just put this to the side. Also, I gotta say, this is probably my favorite iPhone box. I really love how thin it is. Obviously, I don't like the fact that we don't get a charger anymore in the box, or even headphones, but don't really care about headphones. I do care about a charger though. Okay, so now let me just put that to the side and let's take a closer look at the iPhone 12 Pro itself. Okay, so let me just remove the plastic wrap, which is now sort of like this paper wrap. And we also get icons for the individual buttons. So the mute switch, volume up, volume down, the power button, and the charging port, which is still a Lightning port, unfortunately. Like, the thing is, if Apple switched this to USB Type-C, that would have actually saved the environment because you could use a MacBook charger, right? Or an iPad charger to charge this thing. But now you need a separate charger, which really sucks. But anyways, let me just remove this. And there you go, the iPhone 12 Pro. This is well, it's not really a smudge magnet, but there we go, easily cleanable. Okay, so I'm going to quickly set this one up, and I'll be back in a few minutes with my actual first impressions, and we'll also compare the iPhone 12 Pro against some of the other phones in the studio. Back. So the iPhone 12 Pro is now fully set up, well, fully as in barely, but it is usable. And I have a few thoughts. Okay, so when it comes to the back, as you can probably tell, this is still frosted glass. So very similar to the iPhone 11 Pros, but very different to the previous non-Pro iPhone 11 and all the previous iPhones. So compared to something like the iPhone 10, this frosted glass back does not leave any fingerprints, as you can probably tell, whereas on the iPhone 10, there you go. This is just standard glass. This is frosted glass, so I love it. I'm a big fan of frosted glass, and I wish more smartphone manufacturers would actually start adopting it. Then second, I'm also a very big fan of this color. So the thing is, ever since my Nokia 6228, I've always had black phones. So from 2006, so from 14 years ago, I've only had black phones. And I think this is actually going to be my very first phone in 14 years that's not going to be black. Now, obviously, we do get review units of different phones, not the iPhones, and some of those do come in different colors, so those would be the exceptions. But in terms of the phones that I personally get, I always go for the black ones. But you see, the thing about this iPhone is that it's not actually blue. It's like this grayish, bluish tint. I don't know, it's a bit difficult to describe. So it's not as blue as you would expect. Like, there we go, from this angle, it kind of looks gray, very similar to this one. So I really, really do like it. And just for comparison, we have an iPhone 5 here, which this one had an aluminum back, but this one was not actually black. So this was called Slate, and it kind of had a bluish tint too, although darker. I don't know if you can tell. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of the iPhone 5 a lot. And I gotta say, I also love the flat frame. The fact that I can just lift the phone easily from the desk like that, whereas with the previous iPhones, since they have that wedge-shaped design, it was just really, really difficult to grab. So the thing is, they were more comfortable in the hand, the previous generation, but this one is so much more grippier. So it's less comfortable, but grippier, which I do prefer. Okay, next up, something that I'm quite curious to know is, are the bezels any thinner than on the iPhone 11 Pro line? And I gotta say, from the looks of it, they seem to be literally the same. It's strange because we actually had a few reports and even a few schematics saying that the bezels were actually a tiny, tiny bit thinner. But I mean, from the looks of it, they're literally the same. I think maybe from some angles, they might look thinner because like the phone, the frame just disappears. So you just get the bezels, if you know what I mean. Whereas on this one, the frame kind of sticks out, being a wedge-shaped design. So on this one's flat, if you get what I mean. And here's a fun fact. I'm actually going to switch to this very iPhone as my secondary device. So as you probably know, I switched to the Galaxy Z Fold 2 not too long ago as my daily driver, and realistically nothing can replace that device. Now, the thing is, at the moment, I have an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and I just don't want to have two big phones with me. It kind of sucks that the 12 Pro Max is the only new iPhone that got the camera improvements. The only camera improvement that this one got is the bigger aperture, f1.6 compared to f1.8, and of course the LiDAR module on the back. But I mean, other than that, it's a very similar experience to the iPhone 11 Pro Max's camera. But again, since I'm using the Z Fold 2 as my daily driver, and that's still going to remain my daily driver, I needed something a bit smaller for my secondary phone, and I think this is perfect. Like, I can easily use this phone with one hand, as you can probably tell, whereas with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, it was already quite difficult to do that. And with the 12 Pro Max, that thing is a monster. It's gigantic. I'll show you actually. Okay, so there we go. The iPhone 12 Pro, the iPhone 11 Pro, and then the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The 12 Pro Max isn't launching until November. This is a mock-up, but it's based on the actual dimensions. So dimension-wise, this is really, really accurate. And as you can tell, the 12 Pro Max is bigger than the 11 Pro Max. It's also wider. Hopefully you can tell that. If you look at this part, it's gonna be thinner here because of the curves. But yeah, when you're holding these phones, now I can tell that the 12 Pro is wider than the 11 Pro Max was. So yeah, unfortunately the 12 Pro Max, since it's so wide, it is a very uncomfortable experience. Whereas this one's really easy to use with one hand. I have no issues with that. By the way, speaking of mock-ups, so this was our iPhone 12 Pro mock-up. So this is the fake one, this is the real one, but they're both based on the actual dimensions. And as you can probably tell, they're basically identical. Obviously, the LiDAR module was not there, but other than that, pretty much the exact same dimensions. So this is what we've showed you in the previous videos. So some of you were not sure that this will be the actual size, but there you go. This is the actual size of the iPhone 12, which means that this is the same size for the Mini. We also have the mock-up of the Mini, and there you go. This is how the Mini compares to the 12 Pros, and then of course the 12 Pro Max. And just as a quick size comparison, this is the iPhone 12 mini, and this is the iPhone 5, 5S, and the iPhone SE 1. So as you can probably tell, The mini is really, really small. This is the iPhone 4, and this is the iPhone SE2 / the iPhone 6, 6S, 7, and 8. And as you can tell, this iPhone is actually bigger than the iPhone 12 mini, while also having a much smaller display. As you can hopefully, well, the display is off, but it is bigger. This is a 4.7-inch display. This is a 5.4-inch. Okay, now something else that I really want to take a look at are the brand new wallpapers. So as you probably know, we do get some brand new wallpapers exclusive to the iPhone 12 and the 12 Pro. So let me just go to wallpapers, wallpapers, and see what we get. So we get some live ones. These seem to be it. So this is literally the same one as we get on the box. Pretty nice. We get the same thing in gold. We get the same thing in silver, and then graphite, as you know, these are the colors of the iPhone 12 Pros. Seems like the default wallpapers are pretty much the same, no changes here, and the dynamic ones are also the same. So really the only new ones that we get are these 4 live wallpapers, which also have a light theme as well. So if I just change this to a light mode, then these wallpapers will also change slightly to illustrate that. Now, if you already have an iPhone 11 Pro or Pro Max, then you shouldn't upgrade. Like, the performance is pretty much the same. You do get 2 extra gigabytes of RAM, which might be useful to you. The design is quite nice, but the display is basically the same. The camera is mostly the same. The only new things in terms of the camera that you do get are the LiDAR module, which is useful for focusing in low light. Speaking of low light, you also get night mode on the front camera, night mode on the ultra wide, as opposed to just on the wide and telephoto. But that's pretty much it. We don't really get any other changes. Obviously 5G, but if you don't care about 5G, which depends on what area you live in, then you don't really need 5G. So that's pretty much it. The biggest changes this year are really on the iPhone 12, the regular 12, the 12 mini, because that's a new device, and also the 12 Pro Max. This is really the one that hasn't really changed that much. So yeah, these are my first impressions of the iPhone 12 Pro. Definitely check out the previous video in which I talked about the iPhone 12, the standard 12, and definitely stay tuned for an upcoming video in which I'll be comparing the iPhone 12 against the 12 Pro, and also taking a closer look at the MagSafe, not just the charger, but also the accessories that you can buy for MagSafe. So stay tuned for that, and don't forget about the iPhone 12 giveaway. Full details in the description box down below, and the winner can actually pick which color they want of the iPhone 12. Again, full details in the description, but other than that, definitely subscribe if you want to see more iPhone 12 related content. We got quite a lot of really awesome videos coming out very, very soon. Other than that, thank you for watching. Become a member if you want to support the channel. This has been pretty much it. This has been ZONEofTECH. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. ZONEofTECH, signing out. Cheers.